All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging and Friends. We are playing Monster of the Week tonight. We are continuing our family Splatters campaign, and we got some pig stuff to deal with today. There's a giant pig dude with the pig face throwing stuff at you. Do you guys remember that? Remember that's where we left off?
Oh, dare
Vaguely,
me.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
I remember we were winning.
Do you guys remember what he said when you saw him? He said a little of this. He said,
"Yeah, that sounds right."
that's pig for hi, hello, and it's good. He's still going. Shut up. There we go. All right, he's done now. Okay, it's a much longer track than I remember. Honey, I mean, there could be. Who knows? It's only a factory that's been closed for 20 years. I'm sure there's probably bees or something in here. Probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
Great. But yeah, we're gonna pick it up. This is the second arc. This is an arc. Or I should say the scenario is based off something called a scenario called Razorback in the Tome of Mysteries book supplement. If you're interested in tracking, obviously we're tweaking it a little bit for ourselves. But yeah, that's what we're running. So before we get back to Pigman stuff, why don't we introduce the cast? So Chuck.
That's me. I'm playing Phil Theodore, Donna's older brother. And I'm just a great dude that everyone wants to know. And I'm also the mundane. So I'm just really a regular dude doing dude things.
Like golfing.
Like golfing.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right. I got a note to self. I got to do a golf course adventure scenario.
Yeah.
I've already did that once I did a golf course zombie one.
It was the zombie one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a lot of leftover scenario stuff that we didn't use. So
nice.
Golf course scenario. Okay. There we go. I know where we're going next. It's going to be great. Next up, Bert. Who are you? Who are you playing? What's going on, man?
I'm Anton. I'm the cousin from overseas. I've been here for a while now, and I make investigations into what people call conspiracy theories. I like to call them, conspiracy facts, because, once you've got the facts of the case, it's no longer a theory, right? Wear your aluminum hats tightly, folks. And that's Antoni, shortened from it's Anton, just shortened from Antoni. We don't want anyone from the old country coming after me.
Okay. I'm going to put a note to myself. Send old country after Anton. Nice. Okay. And that's how this game works. That's what I'm learning. Mm-hmm. You just someone says something, and then you just do it. Okay. Next up, we've got Jeremy. Jeremy, tell us about Corbin.
I guess I should say Corbin wins the lottery.
Oh. Okay.
Just saying the things that you want to have happen to your character, right. And then they happen to your character.
Corbin, are we talking Shirley Jackson lottery, or are we talking
God?
Yeah,
I take it back. God, no, but Corbin is the older Redding brother and the Hex or the Warlock. He's tall, pale-skinned goth kid with tattoos of these horned snakes on his arms that shoot flames, and he mostly burns things and then causes problems. And does
weird stuff in bathrooms.
Well, hey, it's a divination ritual. We spent a lot of time at dives, so
it's true. That's true. You got to meet a new friend in the last bathroom that you did it in.
That was really cool to have a pig in the stall.
Do you remember what he said to you? He said this.
I do.
Sorry.
But I want to hear it again. I'm not going to be rude.
I spent $2 to get these things. I'm getting my money.
Oh, big spender. Okay. I want to hear
$2 to get those effects. Oh, gosh. All right. Next up, we have Phil's younger sister. We have Donna. Melissa, tell us about Donna.
So Donna is the younger Theodore. She took it very personally when their grandma was killed, and so she is the wronged. So that is now her whole identity, is to get revenge on all of the things that do the bad things. So she basically bought out an REI and looks completely overdecked and like a person that is trying to look tough, but was really, by personality, probably not that much different from Phil not all that long ago.
Fair enough. And then finally, we've got the other Redding brother. We've got Caleb Redding. How you doing, Adam?
Hey, doing okay. I've been feeling kind of under the weather, but there's just something that's happened recently. I've just got a little more pep in my step. And I'm Corbin's little brother. Corbin's like the coolest guy on earth, and like I don't know, there's just something about it. Like whenever he dares me to do something, I just can't not do it. I gotta do it. Like whatever he says. It's always worked out. Every single time he's ever given me a dare, it's always worked out. So I've been able to show him I can do it. And I told you I could eat a whole stick of butter.
Okay. That's probably not the worst thing you've etten.
No, but we don't talk about that.
No, it's true. No one's really noticed. It's just got a bad case of the flu or something. All right. So last time around, we are in part 2 of our Razorback play. The family is in Bentonville, Arkansas. You stumbled across the situation. Nothing really sent you. You just kind of stumbled across it while you're eating breakfast at a local diner. A security guard in the area by the name of Red Waddle was found like a day or two ago, brutally murdered inside of an old meat factory owned by the Clemonte family. And you actually happened to run into a member of the Clemonte family while in the diner. You learned that an heir to that family, Cyril, is now missing along with his best friend, Ronnie Drew. And apparently they have some kind of a history of Red. Red used to bully them, etc., etc. So there's a bunch of people in town who are blaming Cyril, thinking that Cyril might have been the murderer. You all met Sophia Clemonte, who is Cyril's older sister. She's like an heir to this big old Clemonte family fortune, etc., etc. She hired you all to investigate and try to perhaps exonerate her brother, figure out what the hell is going on. So you started investigating. Corbin, you had this weird, disturbing vision of a pig inside of your diner bathroom when you started doing your little spell casting. Donna and Phil, you went to a library / cakewalk. You learned the factory has been shut down for about 20 years after an employee, I think Sandy Oxford, went on a killing spree, feeding his fellow employees and himself to a meat grinder. The Theodores also learned that his mask, the mask of the killer, had recently disappeared from police lockup. Meanwhile, Anton and the Reddings, you visited Randall McKinney's pig farm, and you found that a passel of hogs feasting on a human body near some swamp water, lake water, etc. You weren't able to corral the pigs or the hogs, but you did find that there was a wallet with an ID for Ronnie Drew, Cyril's friend. Later, you all regrouped. You visited the factory, hoping to find some old files, some old like employee files or something like that. While searching, however, the old machinery in the factory, which hasn't been in operation for 20 years, suddenly started to churn. You saw a body hanging limply from a hook and chains, and then a giant man wearing a pig face threw a cleaver at the Reddings, who were on top of one of these pieces of machinery, hitting buttons to try to turn the machinery off. So we're going to pick up right there. We get a little action music going. I thought about just looping the pig music as action music, but I figured
That's
you did pay $2.
yeah.
I paid $2, everybody. That's what your bits go to. That's what your bits go to. Elevating the stream. Okay. So let's just sort of reset the scene. I think it was Phil and Anton were a little further away from the machinery because the two of you were kind of looking for an office and you were trying to find some file cabinets and stuff like that. I think the Reddings were on top, or like kind of climbed up this small little walkway, this rusty metallic walkway. All of the various grinders and assembly lines and such were kind of starting to function and move. You see, that's when you start to see the chain going up. Donna, I can't exactly remember where you were, so you go ahead and just put yourself wherever the hell you want. But I'll tell you this. That big-ass cleaver that just got thrown at you, Corbin, Caleb, has pierced right into one of the control mechanisms for this machinery. And when you look and you see this giant man, and I say giant, I'm not kidding. We're like 10, 12, 14 feet tall with a big-ass pig face. And he's loading up another cleaver, getting ready to throw it at you all. So, looks like Corbin and Caleb are in some trouble. What's everyone up to?
Okay, I've got an idea. You said there's like lots of chains and whatnot hanging around. There's
tons of them. Absolutely. Yeah.
I think I'd like to try and use magic. Just scrape my hands, draw just a little bit of blood across those tattoos. The snakes will animate, kind of go out, wrap around some of the chains. And then one of the effects you can do when you use magic is to try to trap a specific person, minion, or monster. So I want the snake tattoos to animate, grab all the chain, and try and pull them down and wrap them around the big pig man.
Okay. As you start kind of going through the machinations, what does it look like? And then let's go ahead and roll your spell.
Yeah. So basically, like the snakes kind of go out. They're always fire based, so I think they're like heating up the chain to try and melt it at key points to then pull it away and wrap it around them.
Okay.
And then this is where I roll like garbage.
All right. Still a success.
Yeah.
Okay. On a 10 plus. So on a 10 plus, you work without issues and you get to choose your effect. Now, one of the things is this guy is literally throwing a cleaver in your direction. Mm-hmm. He's just pulling all of these sharp, rusted objects, starting throwing them at you and Caleb. So you have some options here as you decide what your effect's going to be. You can inflict harm. You can enchant a weapon. You can do a thing that's beyond human. You can bar a place. You can trap a specific person like you were mentioning if that's the effect.
Yeah. Basically, I want to try and keep him from harming the rest of us. Like, we can get to doing damage later, but right now I don't want that giant cleaver coming into me or my brother. Or the others, too. So they're okay.
The cleaver's still going to go, and it goes and as you're sitting there going through your various machinations, you get the spell off, but as you finish it, this cleaver just sinks right into the underside of your bicep as you're kind of reaching out, kind of casting the spell, controlling the chain as you sort of wave it down, and you can see the chains wrap around him. The body that was hanging on one of them flops to the ground. You have effectively wrapped the chain around him, but you have also taken 2 harm back as an explosion of gore on the bottom side of your, as your bicep just erupts and you just see the musculature starting to leak out. And even though he's very, very tight, you can see with this unfathomable strength, this is already starting to push it apart. You can see some of the chain links, the rusted chain links on the chain itself beginning to stretch, look like they're ready to pop. You have time to do some stuff, but who's doing something next?
I will.
Okay, man. What you got?
So Caleb's going to remember a movie that's about maybe 10 years old at the most right now, and he's going to point to him. He's going to say, "Hey, come and get it in the yobbles. If you got any yobbles, that's his." As he saw it in a movie once, and so he's going to try and protect Corbin.
Okay. So you just kind of stand in his. Or when you say you're protecting him, are you just kind of standing in the way, or
standing in the way? Like? And I'm yelling at him, telling him to come for me.
Okay, so you're kind of taunting. Okay,
mm-hmm.
All right, sure. So where are the Theodores? Where's Bankowski and all of this? At this point, it's very. You probably hear the pain and such of all of it going on.
Yeah, if we're not there with the sound of intensity, I will start rushing that direction.
Okay, so Phil, you come running out. All right, Donna, you come running out, and the two of you see on this walkway, there is Caleb. There are the Reddings. Corbin is pulling a cleaver out from the underside of his arm. Muscles falling, skin just like it's like someone shot him on the other side of his arm and it's just exploded. Across from them, you can see the giant pig man, and a body has just flopped down as well. All of the machines are. You watch as one of these machines seems to be moving this large hook in the direction of the Reddings, and Corbin doesn't seem to notice it as he's. And at the last second, Caleb looks up and you see it coming in, and you jump in the way of it. So you rolled a 12, I think, on your protect someone. Is that correct?
I rolled a 14 with the modifier.
Okay, 14. So you managed to, as this hook was about to essentially side swipe Corbin, you managed to just grab Corbin, pull him off to the side, and just send that hook kind of weaving past you, almost like kind of an Olay motion. But you can see there's still more coming as these machines themselves are also seeming to kind of herd and seem to be threatening. So that's what you, Donna, and Phil see as you run up. Anton, where are you at in all this?
So Anton was looking through the filing cabinets, probably hears all this going on, looks through the window, observes everything going on. So this would be the first time I've observed these monsters, correct?
This is the first time you've probably seen it. At a distance, there's kind of like, you're probably looking through a window in the office. It's a little fuzzy. It's a little kind of unclean, dusty, but you can see a very large creature on the far side of the factory floor from you. Yeah.
So I'm going to observe their actions, what they're trying to do. And the question I'm going to ask with my occult confidential is, what's being concealed here? Does it look like they're trying to protect something? Does it look like they're trying to keep us away from an area? Does it look like there's more of them hidden somewhere ready to come out?
Okay.
So what's being concealed here?
Great question. It does seem okay. So in terms of what's being concealed, so it does look like you all, like there's behind this tall creature, there's a set of these old chain double doors. You can see these rusted metal doors behind him. You're not sure exactly where it goes, but you can see that the doors themselves have been wrapped up with their own chains, and it seems like he's kind of just standing right in front of it, almost like he's concerned or something. He's trying to halt continued movement into that part of the factory. All
Perfect.
right.
And someone was in here with me going through the filing cabinets. I
Phil
think.
was, but then he left. He and Donna have kind of run towards where the commotion is.
Okay. I think I want to edge my way towards that door that's being concealed. If I can go kind of higher up than where the door is, I will do that and get my gun out, because we all know how well I do at shooting things.
Okay. Anton, you
picture
climb.
children.
God. Well, picture
How old's your character,
motorcycles.
Corbin?
Oh,
Anton, you start climbing up onto this metallic walkway, this catwalk that seems to go around the outskirts of the factory floor. It is rusty. You can feel the metal kind of giving here and there. You also just see like kind of sweeping back and forth throughout the factory. There's these heavy hooks on chains that just like pendulums going left and right. It almost seems like some sort of giant like buzzsaw. You know, it's like a big old blender. And so you're kind of carefully ducking out of the way, ducking when it happens. And then every so often that railing starts to shake and give. It almost feels like you have to be very, very careful with your weight as you move across. Let's check in with the Theodores. So Theodores, you come around, you see Caleb pull Corbin out of the way, both of them being able to dodge out of this massive hook that was kind of coming down to sweep them, just like the other body that was hanging there. You see one of the chains that the guy has wrapped around him pops. The second one starts to as well. And it's just a matter of time, it looks like, before he wrenches free from these chains. Theodores, what are you up to?
Donna would like to shoot.
Okay. You pull out the gun. Are you, and you just, what does it look like? So what does your gun look like? Where are you when you're taking the shot? What is it? How does it look as Donna comes running in?
So Donna has her, let's see, how would she do this? She has one of those, like, I'm sure there's a word for it and I don't know what it is, but like the thigh holsters where it's like kind of like the strap around that like she has no business doing, but that seems to be a thing that people do. So I'll say that that's where she kind of keeps this. And so she's like coming around the corner, kind of unclipping, and she's trying to just kind of center mass shoot this this thing as it's kind of breaking out of the chains.
Okay. Go ahead and go ahead, kick some ass.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. As I'll say right now, because of Corbin's spell, I'm going to say he's not actively able to sort of counterattack you. So you're doing this without any real chance of harm coming back to you just yet. But it is just a matter of time, it looks like, before this massive creature is able to burst through those chains.
Oh, quick question. If I roll 2 1s, is it something that I can like re-roll, or is that like
2 1s? I don't remember. I don't remember if 2 1s is like something especially bad.
I don't think so.
I don't think there's like a crit fail or anything like that. If that's what you're worried about. Are you not rolling through the system? Of course you're not. Of course not.
Roll 2 1s.
Well, the benefit of rolling through the system is that the roll results show up and literally instruct us what to do. So we're not in this situation.
All right, fine. I'll roll it through and succeed.
You're not going to succeed. You're not succeeding. Get out of here. Get out of here. You already failed. Okay, so you just start firing away. And I'll say what happens is you just fire until the point where your gun just clicks. You unload like an entire clip into him. And some of them you hear ting as it just happens to hit the chain that has been wrapped around him. Others clip him and it doesn't even phase him. You just see a bullet go in and it doesn't even slow him down. He's still as he pops left and right. And as all of these different chains and blades are swinging down, one of the chains comes sweeping down, hits you in the hand, and your gun goes flying off to the side. It just happens to catch you. Now, it doesn't hurt you. It's no harm in the sense of it's not going to, you don't take any damage, but your gun is now slid off to the side. Okay. And then I'll come back around. I mean, like, we can go in any order. This is sort of fluid, so it's whenever someone's got an idea. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, so this guy's getting shot. He's chained. It's still not slowing him down. I would like to try and read a bad situation to see if I can find anything with all this moving machinery and swinging chains to maybe disable him or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, give that a read. Absolutely. As you're looking around carefully, trying to look at some of the consoles, some of the machinery itself.
Partial success.
Okay, so you get a question. Best way in, best way out, dangers you haven't noticed, biggest threat, that's kind of obvious, most vulnerable to me, best way to protect the victims. What you thinking? Or something off the list is fine.
Yeah, I think I want to do something off the list. I want to see, is there anything in the area that I could use against this guy? Remove his strength, like string him up, lift a chain. I don't know. Something. Is there something in the environment I can use to help?
There's lots of machinery around here. You can tell that a lot of the chains that Corbin had already started using, a lot of those can be drawn up into the air so that he's kind of off the ground and away from you guys. That's something that could work if you can get the console and such working. So there's that. That's an option. Let's see. The whole factory itself is pretty old, so you could probably knock some stuff down and maybe like a railing or part of the roof or something like that, or some of these giant machines you might be able to knock on top of him. And then there's all sorts of various like tools laying around, like slaughterhouse tools left and right here and there. They're rusty and they're kind of just laying on the ground, but they certainly, they can certainly be used against him possibly.
Okay.
Nice. And so it's at this point I'm just like, the chains burst, and you see all of them just go scattering off in different directions. And he reaches down, and you see him pick up this massive sledge that is almost as tall as he is, and the head on it is about as wide as his massive stomach. And he sends out, like, he leans back, his head kind of staring up at the sky. He leans out, he like calls out one of those pig squeals, and he comes thunderously charging in towards where the Reddings now are, over by the console, getting ready to swing at one or both of them. Meanwhile, up on the actual railing. Anton, as you're moving and sliding, whatever chain it was that had knocked Donna's gun out, kind of swings up, slaps the underside of your walkway, and you can feel it just pull out of the wall and dip. And you can see, Anton, you're kind of sliding off at this point, and you look down and you realize there's a meat grinder beneath you. So you have to be a little careful with that. So that's what we have, in front of us. What are people doing?
At this point, since he has close the distance, Caleb is going to try and kick some ass.
Okay.
And he's going to try and like grab one of his wrists and bite like right here.
Sure.
And see if he can do something with that.
So you leap in front of Corbin, you set him off to the side, and you jump out and you try to get underneath. He's got these huge, thick wrists, and you're trying to reach up and bite one. Absolutely. Roll kick some ass.
Right. I got a partial success with an 8.
Yay.
Okay. Did you roll? All right, you roll it. Okay, you roll it. Okay. You can roll from the actual move, right? So you got a partial success, right? So whenever you're fighting, you inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. That usually means you inflict a harm rating of your weapon, and your enemy inflicts their attacks rating on you. So he's coming at you with his sledge. You're coming at him with a bite. What's the harm rating on your bite?
3 + 1.
Okay. All right.
If I remember that right.
One up. Okay. So 3 + 1. Got it.
Yep.
All right. So you reach up and you kind of leap as he swings the sledge around first, missing you, and it smashes into the side of one of the machines. You take that opportunity as he's pulling it back to jump up. You bite down on his hand. He takes his left hand and just shoves you away, rears back with this sledge, and does this overhand smash right on top of you. Go ahead and take 3 harm, and you are stunned as you get smashed down into the ground. This is going to be we're going to make this fall down. So you've landed on the ground. You're essentially prone as it brings you and splats you into the ground, and you're effectively stunned, even though you have a chunk of his flesh still in your teeth. Okay.
Yikes.
So you can see Corbin. He's rearing back and getting ready to come in with another blow. Right? He's not even waiting. He's just reaching it back up, getting ready to smash it on top of Caleb some more. Meanwhile, Anton, you're kind of like the railing is still kind of shaking and sliding, and right underneath you can see the grinder. What are people doing?
I think I would just engulf him with as much magical flame as possible.
Go right ahead. So go ahead and cast your spell.
Burn everything. Since it's a single target, I'll be going for base 3 harm, ignore armor.
Okay. All right.
That's weird. It didn't roll. I thought it would roll when I clicked on it. That's my bad.
Usually it does.
No, it's just I'll click use magic, which would be the same.
Oh yeah, use magic is the move. I think burning. It
had a dice next to the playbook move. I thought that would do it.
Okay.
That's not
so
bad.
Works imperfectly. You choose your effect in a glitch. The keeper decides what effect the glitch has. That's weird. Choose your effect in a glitch. The keeper will decide what. Okay, so what do you want your effect to be?
I mean the burn everything basically is just it's just burning.
Okay.
The glitch, I'm not sure. The sad thing is, unfortunately, the glitch can't affect me.
Yeah, I think
because of my
choose
bad
the
luck
glitch.
charm.
Okay. If that's the case, there's very clearly one person that's going to suffer it. As you can see the flames circle around him and catches him on fire. He just kind of looks up at you, kind of tilts his head to the side, lets out one of them pig squeals, and then you hear just like this low, heavy. No. As if it doesn't even affect him. And you can see he just kind of like shrugs it off. But as he does so, he just takes a step and stomps right on top of Caleb's head at the same time. So
That's so rude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for, right?
And so this thick, heavy boot is right on top of Caleb's head. Some of his clothes got a little singed here and there. How much armor was that, Corbin?
3 ignore armor.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
And magic if it matters.
In this case, it doesn't. The ignore armor is all that matters. Okay. We've got Caleb underneath the boot of this thing. We have Anton's partially sliding off of off of this walkway, potentially falling into the meat grinder. We have Corbin now getting closed in upon by this guy who's the fire is kind of singeing on him. This guy seems like an unstoppable machine. So what are you up to?
I'll call out for Donna, like, start grabbing some of those swinging chains, and we can see if we can loop them around the guy to lift him up off his feet.
All right, I got one and you got the other?
Yeah. So if you take the lead on this, I can use my power of the heart ability. And I don't have to roll to help you. I just get a 10.
Nice. So would this be an act under pressure?
Walk me through what you're doing. Say this again. Walk me through it. What
We're
you're
grabbing
looking to
chains.
do. Okay.
Yeah, all these swinging chains. We're just going to try and like wrap one around the dude somewhere to try and drag him away or lift him off his feet.
Okay. I think probably because Caleb's foot is on top, maybe wrap around the foot to try to drag him away makes sense. Okay. So Phil, you're just trying to go in and grab more of these swinging chains to see if you can just slow him down enough again, like Corbin's initial spell did, to let Caleb get away. You wrap it around, and you're going to automatically get a 10. Is that right?
Well, if Donna and I do this together, Donna gets to roll, and I'm going to help her. And on that assist roll, I get an auto 10.
Oh, okay. So Donna, act under pressure sounds perfect then. Describe what Donna's doing as you run up.
So with my, did you already count for my +1?
I did not. It would still be a partial success.
Okay, yeah. I'll tell you what. Since I did read a bad situation, and I had a partial success. It's still only a 9. I was going to see if I could use my hold 1, but that only bump it up to a 9.
Okay,
which is still
so you
partial.
rolled
it's still
10.
partial.
Still
if you roll 10,
partial.
it's still partial. Okay.
So I almost imagine like you've got like the better angle on this somehow for like directing the.
It's because I'm taller.
Geometry of like where the chains should like connect to.
So you guys are going to be able to get the effect of drawing attention away from Caleb. However, what this does mean is that it's going to turn the guy's attention to one of you. So I'm going to give you a hard choice, Donna. Do you want it towards yourself or do you want it towards Phil?
That's not a hard choice at all. Donna definitely wants this towards herself. Her and her 3 tough.
So that the chains wrap around. You pull you can see that as they're spinning around. You pull maybe one of the levers on the consoles. It kind of yanks him away. He goes stumbling away from Caleb. Doesn't fully go to the ground. But with this big sledge, he's still kind of within reach of you, Donna, and he swings it at you. You're able to duck out of the way at first, but he's still continuing to swing away, and he's now turned his attention to Donna. And not only is he starting to swing, but his mouth, you can see underneath where that kind of the pig face is, his mouth kind of grows. You can see this red pinkish interior, blood kind of spewing as he almost looks like he's trying to reach down and bite you with it.
Bring it. Donna remembered that she has what doesn't kill me. So when I suffer harm, I actually get tougher. So I'm all good with that.
Anton, meanwhile, you're on the upper catwalk. Catwalk is crumbling. You're sliding down. And if you fall off, you're going to land in this meat grinder. What are you up to, Anton?
So looking down at the meat grinder, can I see the control unit for it?
Yeah, I think if you look around, you could probably see next to it. There's one of those little panels with like the physical buttons. One of which lights up green when it's on, and one of it's is red when it's off. Okay, okay. Kick
I
some
shoot
ass,
the
I
panel.
think, or act under pressure. You can do as well. I think as well.
Let me do act
You're
under
looking-
pressure.
Yeah, I think
since
act under
it's
pressure because you're not
it's
going to
like
do damage to it. You're just trying to turn it off. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wow, you did not act well under pressure.
So
No. I think there was a
You-
meat grinding incident in my youth.
So
somewhere.
you hanging on, you're sliding. You grab hold of one of the kind of the vertical stems on the walkway. You point down with your gun. You shoot. You miss, but you miss because that vertical post that you grab snaps. And Anton, you slide off and you fall into the meat grinder. Your foot getting caught in some of the grinds. You're going to take. Let's see. What is it? I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be 3 harm. You see an eruption of blood and bits of your shoes explode out. It's threatening to kind of pull your leg down even further. All of you can hear this terrible grind, and then probably Anton, I would imagine, screaming maybe in pain as 3 harm comes out. And we're going to say -1
How does-
ongoing. Go ahead.
Sure. How does luck work again?
Great question. Let's see. How does luck work again? Is luck like a reroll mechanism?
Again.
Well, I'm just looking at the sheet. Mark luck
Yeah.
to change your roll to 12 or avoid all harm.
I think they don't ever come back, and you just use one. And
Oh yeah. So yeah, he's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't want to change the roll because that was just cool. But I think I want to avoid all
Avoid the
harm.
harm.
I'll check one and I'll just miss the meat grinder. How's that?
How about this? How about you land on top of the meat grinder?
Ooh,
but your-
the ladder
your-
falls and I'm still astride the ladder across the top of
Yeah,
the meat
and you're just on
grinder.
top. You're like your leg dangles and your shoe gets churned up a little bit. But as you pull the shoe back up, like you realize your foot's still intact. Your foot's still intact. You're still okay. But you're literally laying on top of the meat grinder, looking down into it on a bit of this ladder. Okay.
Awesome.
Meanwhile, this thing is still swinging and just kind of trying to back Donna into a corner. Theodore, you're kind of holding on, or Phil, you're still kind of holding on to the chain, slowing him down a little bit, but he's still swinging. Donna, you're able to kind of dodge out of the way. He's got one of these chains wrapped around his leg, but he's still just this force. What are people doing?
Donna's going to try to kick his butt.
Okay. What does that look like? And then
So Donna doesn't want to like disregard the plan that Phil came up with. So she's still trying to like pull the chain or swing on the chain or do something in such a way to still like meet the objective that Phil was working towards, to try to like lift him up or kind of get him discombobulated with the chain. But since he is kind of in range of Donna, she wants to try to do some type of like cool looking Tarzan swing kick to the head kind of thing.
That sounds awesome. As one of these other chains comes up, you grab it, you swing up, and you kind of swing back with a kick. Yeah, roll kick some ass.
That's awesome.
Let's see how this. Hey, 4
Wow.
freaking teen.
Very
Okay.
nice.
So instead of so on a 12 plus, you get to pick an enhanced effect. You can completely hold an advantage. All hunters involved in the fight get +1 moving forward. You can suffer no harm, as he is going to do harm back to you. If,
That's fine.
Otherwise.
I'll take the harm.
Your attack inflicts double the normal harm, or your attack drives the enemy away in a route, meaning it
I like the
runs
first
away.
one. I like everybody else. Like I've done it's somehow the way that I've swung this chain,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe I kicked him in the eyes and he can't see very well. So like everybody else will get an advantage.
Nice.
Okay. So you see Donna sweep through, kick, he stumbles. She bounces off, comes back for a second, and that's when his big meaty hand grabs your leg and chomps on it. Go ahead and take 4 points of harm as there is an explosion of blood and gore from the now relatively disfigured leg of Donna. And intense pain, I would say. Intense pain.
I have 1 armor. So armor reduces harm suffered by the armor rating. So I've got 1 armor, so that'll drop it to 3.
Okay. That's fine.
She, for reasons, has like the camo pants or whatever that have like the knee pads or whatever in it. So like somehow that like kind of caught this bite a little bit. So it's just a little less harmful.
Yeah.
All
Are
of
you just wearing your soccer shin guards again?
Or that, yes.
Yeah.
She looks ridiculous. She really does. Just look.
It's kind of like the
absurd.
Casey Jones style of armor.
Yeah.
Where it's all the
Heck yeah.
sports good stuff.
Right.
So he munches down on your leg, and I'll tell you that he seems invigorated in doing so. Like his energy is returning. Not that it really was that drained to begin with, as he just and he continues to literally try to devour Donna, who is hanging on to this hook. He is slowed by the chain, but he's nonetheless like this massive thing.
To
I'd
complete
like to envision that she was kind of looking back like, wasn't that cool looking? And then she wasn't really
was
paying
something.
attention, and then she just screams out in pain.
That's gonna stick.
Seizing on that moment, as he starts to lose a little bit of balance, Caleb is going to go right for the Achilles tendon and just bite into it.
Okay. You leap down to try to go for his Achilles tendon as
I was
he's
already down there.
chomping. Okay, yeah. Go for it. That's right, because he had stepped on your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Partial success.
All right. So you inflict the harm rating, and it's going to inflict some back to you. So basically, what happens is you do manage to bite into him, but he just turns as he's got Donna in one hand, and he's got that massive sledge in the other, and like a fly swatter just swings it down as he tries to knock you away. That's 3 harm as you go sliding across the floor like you're a polo ball smashing into the wall. You're also stunned as you kind of you're in this state of delusion. That's not the right word. Confusion.
Yeah. Well, I am now unstable.
Okay.
And what does stun do again? I'm sorry.
Aren't you always unstable?
It's just going to basically, effectively, it's just going to slow you down or like make you have to kind of take a little longer to go again, that kind of thing. Because you also took harm, you're already fallen down, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you just took unstable. You're going to pass out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Good luck, guys.
this is enough. This is enough. I think it pairs well with the stun, I think.
That's fair.
Okay.
You see that Corbin was like, initially he had the 2 like fire snakes. One was reaching out towards that body that was hanging. You see him, he was initially planning to like take the chain link to that body and then link it to this dude and try and use the weight of that body to pull him into the grinder. But then he sees Caleb go down. And so the snakes retract and they kind of get thinner. It's almost like little Hydra heads where it becomes like a bunch of like little tiny snake heads. And then they all kind of go forth like little needles and thread kind of weaving through Caleb's flesh. And there's this horrible burning smell because it's basically rotten flesh being seared back together. As I'll do This Might Hurt and use my fire magic to burn him back together.
Okay.
I heal with fire.
I love it. We see little tiny fires pop up on Caleb's skin as you try to fuse the skin back together.
He gets 3 health back.
Beautiful. Okay.
It's going to leave scars. It smells terrible, and it hurts a lot.
Oof.
Okay.
But it's combat heal for 3.
The good news is that he was unconscious and stunned, and so he probably doesn't even feel the pain all that much. So I guess that's probably a good thing. Okay.
Helping.
Meanwhile, he's just got Donna in his grip. Anton, you're still on top of this rickety ladder that's probably bending at this point, starting to give like every other piece of rusted metal at top. Phil, you're hanging onto this chain, but you're kind of being dragged like you're water skiing with a boat that's just ridiculously strong. Caleb is knocked out, but slowly starting to come to as the fire magic comes back together. Corbin finishing through his occult magic. And this guy just is going to literally eat Donna's leg in a second.
Yeah. I had a really cool idea, but I think I'm not going to do it for another really dumb idea. I'm going to try and leap on this guy's back and rip the mask off.
Okay, man. Okay. I love it. I do think this sounds like, I mean, we could say kick some ass. We could say act under pressure too, if you prefer, if that's better for you. I don't think it's the same thing.
I'm just waiting for the guy now to reach back and just have like a Theodore sandwich of the two of us.
Yeah.
I like how like when
they're both
when
the
Melissa
same
got that
for me.
really good result, and I was reading like, or you could have it, you can drive it away in a route. I'm just like, no. I'm like, okay.
Oh, did
And Kat
everybody
was
take
like-
their +1?
I'm about to use it.
Oh yeah. Don't forget the plus one.
no.
Everybody got a +1.
I can't see. I can only see that it's success. It won't let me jump to bottom and see what I actually rolled. But
Weird.
Can I also use the hold that I got from my the power of the heart ability for helping out?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's your sister. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to kick some ass. This will be a +2.
All right, man.
I'm clicking the wrong thing. You got to click on the dice, not the word.
Oh no.
Okay. So that's a 6, which is
Oh,
Great.
come on.
I've done better.
he's gonna have one leg, and he's gonna have a leg from each of you.
Oh.
Oh,
Put
boy.
the feet together like this.
Phil, you reach up and you try to rip the mask off. It occurs to you it might not actually be a mask. It's so horrifically fused. You hear like a thud as he just drops the sledge for a second, and you hear another thud as he drops Donna for a second. He pulls you off, brings you around so you're looking right at his face, and you don't even see human eyes. They're just like these dead kind of black eyes staring back at you, and he's just looking at you for a moment. And there's this pause. We're like, what the hell is happening? And then he reaches one hand out. He grabs a chain that's swinging down, and he threads the hook through your feet, and like a tetherball slings you across the factory, and you go smashing against the wall on the other side.
Ew.
Go ahead. Let's see. You guys have been using equipment and stuff like that. Go ahead and take a 5 harm. Actually, take a 5 harm, and you are now hanging upside down with a hook through your feet as you're swinging back and forth on the pendulum up at the factory, looking down below.
Okay. I'm also unstable now, too.
Yeah.
No. So what was the
intense
other
pain,
thing
I think is
that you
probably
were
the best thing we do.
What was the other thing you were thinking about doing?
Oh, I had all that chain that I was trying to pull. I'm like, I'm just going to go like throw the other end in the meat grinder and see if it just pulls him through.
Oh, that.
But Donna was in trouble. I had to try and help out.
I mean,
That's where I
I'm
was
now
too. Caleb was in trouble.
so thanks. Now
Yeah,
I
ain't in trouble no more.
save you.
So let's-
It's just
So
Theodore
the
saving
secret
Theodore.
is let your sibling die.
Yeah, he's already dead.
That's the secret.
You're the
That's
guys who want to
secret
be
to
a
this
family,
game.
not me. All right, so we've got Phil hanging like bait, back and forth up. We've got Donna on the ground, her leg half chewed through. We have Caleb on the ground, slowly coming back to consciousness as the fire healing occurs. We have Anton stuck atop a rickety ladder that's about to break, and then he's going to fall once more into this meat grinder. We have Corbin, who's in, comparatively speaking, good shape. And we have this massive force that seems undeterred. And he's still got eyes for Donna as he looks back down to where you're kind of sliding away. Phil no longer holding onto the chain, and he's just going to pick his hammer up and start limping in the direction of Donna. What's everyone doing?
Nothing.
I feel like I can't heal fast enough to keep up with that, but I do see a fun effect you can do with use magic.
Okay.
Which is do one thing that's beyond human limitations.
Okay.
I think Corbin could normally pick this guy up, but I think basically kind of beyond himself, he'll just kind of desperation that everybody's going down too quick, just come running up behind and again animate, whereas before like he made the fire snakes shrink down to be more like, fine threads. At this point they will animate in a much larger effect where it's not really Corbin doing the lifting, it's these giant pythons that will magically animate and wrap around the guy, and he's going to basically try to grab the guy and suplex him backwards to make him fall down towards that meat grinder.
Okay, yeah, give it a roll.
Or at least the snakes will, if I can roll well
Would you
enough.
like to take an extra, a +1
would.
before you roll?
I would love that. So whatever comes up, +2 to the end of it. Oh. Man.
All right, so it looks like it's still going to be a partial.
I love rolling like garbage when it matters.
Okay, let's see. So
2 and a 2.
Yeah, just...
And a +1 from... Oh, did you already add in the +1 for me?
Well, I can't see what I rolled at the end because it has this weird thing where it says click to jump to the bottom, but it won't do it. So
it was a 2d6 +3. So is +3 your weird?
Yes.
So it's a 7 plus... No, it would still be 9 because
Still
the
a 9,
+1... Yeah. Man, I tried. I
Man.
tried to math it.
It's... I rolled just really crap.
We're rolling lots of 1s and 2s.
Yeah. Rolling
Lots of ones
of
and
dirt.
twos.
I will say, though, that at the very bottom of this, something we're neglecting is that there's all these different things that the keeper may say that are required, and it's not necessarily an instant effect, but we'll still say it's an instant effect. However, this is what's going to happen, because it's still going to work, except you suplex him back onto the meat grinder, except Anton was on top of the meat grinder on a railing from above. And so as this guy gets suplexed down, he gets suplexed on top of Anton. That metal run of ladder folds down and gets shoved into the meat grinder, and you hear this horrific cacophony of metal on metal grinding. Both this creature and Anton get stuffed down afterwards, but because the metal goes in first, the grinding machine essentially stutters to a stop and kind of breaks at that point. And so you have Anton and the guy that are kind of jammed and shoved into it, but they're not necessarily getting chewed up by the grinding material. But you have, I would say, a moment to perhaps get the hell out of here, if that's something that is on your minds. Anton, you are now in a meat grinder, an unmoving meat grinder with a giant ogre. I think you're the one who's probably in the most danger at the moment. What would you like to do? You are muted.
Muted.
Anton, we can't hear you. Speak up, man.
I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to kick some ass by putting the barrel of my gun up to him, pulling the trigger.
You can lead him to water, but you can't make him drink.
So let's see. So I have a +1 to this roll, right? Since we all had +1s this round.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no way to put the +1 in, is there?
I don't think we figured something out yet. No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm just going to temporarily put my toughness to 1 then to make that a difference.
Yeah, that's fine. That works.
Okay, and come on, please.
Come on for a good roll.
Yes.
Wonderful.
13.
Okay.
There we go.
So, Anton, you get to pick an advanced or enhanced effect. You get to completely hold advantage. So the same thing Melissa had before. Get a +1 to everybody. You can suffer no harm at all, because don't forget, you're going to suffer harm on this. Your attacks can inflict double the normal harm, or your attack can drive the enemy away in a rout.
All right. I I would like to suffer no harm by the recoil rolling me off.
Okay.
And him still on there, if that works.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you fire the gun, and probably between him getting suplexed kind of head first back into this, the thing grinding down, you shoot him in the head. That's enough for you to scramble up and out before he is able to just pull you down and like kind of take a bite into your head at the same time. So that's 2 harm.
2 harm.
Got it. All right. At this point, Phil sweeping back and forth on the chains. Anton has climbed up out of the machinery, Corbin, that you just suplexed the guy into. The machinery has grinded to a halt from the metal. Donna's on the ground with a chewed upon leg. Caleb, you're just coming back to consciousness as you can see the skin searing together, and you can see Corbin, his hands like glowing or whatever it might be that shows signs of his spells. You have a beat. What would you guys like to do?
Unhook myself.
Is Donna anywhere close to where her gun got thrown to earlier?
You can, you can run over and pick it up. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's on the other side. I figure you ran up, you shot, and then after that you kind of charged in. So it's probably not that far away.
Okay. That is what Donna would like to do. How does this guy look, by the way? Does he look like we've done anything to him?
He looks fine. He looks, I've been telling you guys this unstoppable force. He looks reinvigorated. Like lots of things have been trying to signal. But that's fine. Right now, he looks to be stuffed inside a meat grinder that has been grinded and broken from metal being shoved in first. So that's where he's at right now. Is anyone helping Phil down?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just getting up. Never mind.
No, it's okay. I would say at this point, you just see... you just see Phil sweeping back.
You'll see those horrible tendrils as the snakes will kind of like get skinnier and they'll spread like little hydra heads. I'll burn his wounds closed.
But the hook's through my feet.
You're up there forever. The other thing I should point out, by the way, is there is another body on the ground too. When you came in here, you saw that there was a victim that was being hung up, like strung up on the chains when you came in.
We should grab that body and we need to go. I agree. This is going horribly.
Caleb is going to hold his arms out to catch Phil when he drops, shuffling forward.
Arms wide open.
With arms wide open.
Wow.
I don't know. Someone pulls on the chain, takes him a little higher.
Can you take him higher?
Oh, that hurts. Do I need to roll anything?
But I don't know the words, so I don't know. All I know is can you take me higher? And I don't know the next part, so I'm just making shit up as I go. I don't know.
How you should do it. Yeah.
I hate
an improvement.
Crits, but whatever.
Something about golden trees, maybe? I don't know. Angel peas, something like that. Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
The angel peas on the wound to prevent infection.
So we'll say Caleb and Corbin are helping Phil down, I think. Or really, no, Caleb was helping Phil down. Corbin, you were getting the other body. Anton, you had rolled out of the meat grinder. Donna, you had go and recovered your gun. You guys
Clearly getting my gun is more important than Phil.
Yeah, of course. You hear... I mean, that's how sisters treat their brothers. I get it. And so, like, you hear the machine, and you see a hand suddenly emerge up over the meat grinder, and he's kind of pulling himself up, and you can see the pig head. You have moments. What do you guys want to do?
Run.
Get out.
Yeah.
The GTFO.
Yeah, I think running is the right choice.
Somebody mentioned picking up the body on the way out, though.
Corbin. I think Corbin mentioned it, so we'll say that you guys can grab the body. You can grab your gun, and you can get out. And as you're leaving, you hear a thump, 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 and you look back, and there is a cleaver that just imprints right into the door of the factory as you guys run out. We'll say you managed to get out to your cars.
I'm going to grab it, just in case it actually
you snatch it. You can add onto your character sheet slaughterhouse tools, and you continue to run. You look you look back and you see the doors get pushed open, and just like like Jason, slowly moving in your direction. You guys are backing the car out. Whoosh, you see a cleaver embeds right into the windshield as you guys go to turn around. There's this big, rusty, bloody blade right in your faces. You do this 3-point turn. You skirt away. Another. There's now a hook in the back of your windshield. You look back. You can see the hook is attached to a chain wrapped around this guy's arm, and he's pulling. And suddenly, your actual car is just going as it's kind of wheeling and wheeling and wheeling. What do you guys want to do?
I cast heat metal. Or the equivalent thereof.
Nice.
That sounds wonderful. Go ahead and cast. Go ahead and roll your cast.
Which is basically just the same fire spell again, but just different effect.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. I love it. Oh, fantastic.
So +1 to whatever it is. I can't see what it turned out to be.
It turned out to be a 12. So you got a 12, which means you get to I basically give you an added effect. So here's what I'll say. If it's okay with you, it burns so like it just radiates, almost like one of your snakes. It just burns and radiates from the actual hook all the way down the chain, wraps around his arm. You see his arm just almost kind of go up into flames, and he wrenches it free. And if you want, you can keep that chain and that hook as you drive away, and you leave him back now with his arm on fire. And so you get to escape and keep that item.
I like that.
So you guys drive away in the darkness. You do outpace him. He does chase for a little while. You look back, but you're able to outpace inside of the car. And as you peel away down the kind of the old dirt road that leads up to this place, you kind of take stock. You have a big old cleaver that Anton has. You have a hook and chain. So you definitely have. So you have two. Basically, you have two slaughterhouse tools, is what we'll call them. These are items that you can use. They deal +2 harm, effectively. So they're useful. They're useful items. So you can have those. And yeah, you drive away. It's late at night. How's everyone looking as we drive away?
Very good.
Better.
Very bad.
I had to give up the driving seat to my truck because my right foot is kind of maybe not connected.
It'll be fine. Just get something to bite on for a second. You will be just fine.
Speaking of that,
You don't mind scar tissue, right?
Oh no.
No. So she takes her the big knife that she's got, and so she is gonna bite down on the big knife.
Then Corbin proceeds to lovingly burn his family to hell.
And she's just biting down on the knife, and as long as it looks fixed, she's happy. So she'll just sort of continue biting down on the knife, but sort of give you a thumbs up.
Okay, so you guys are in one. Are we in two different cars?
We're in two. Yeah.
Okay,
we got the Astro van and the pickup. Yeah.
We'll say the Astro van is the one that got kind of screwed up with the windshield and stuff like that, and the truck's probably fine. Obviously, you guys can drive away to wherever you want. That's no problem. You have a hotel. You know that the Clemonte the woman that you spoke to wanted regular updates as well. It's late at night. You have a dead body. We'll say in the truck probably makes the most sense. You have a dead body in the back of your truck that has been butchered literally like a pig. There's this huge canoe where the chest used to be, and that's what you're looking at.
In the pockets.
Yeah, absolutely. You pull out and you can see a youngish man, late 20s, early 30s, somewhere around there, ripped up. You pull out the ID. The ID is Cyril Clemonte. It is the younger brother of Sophia Clemonte, your benefactor, so to speak.
Question for the family. At any point in time, do you let me get close enough to the body to smell it?
After having seen what happened the last time, I think Anton would not.
Right. So you're going to make sure I don't get close to it?
Yes.
Yeah, throw a blanket over it. And-
Good.
Yeah. I would say Caleb is in the Astrovan for the drive.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. You're riding with me.
Yeah. Just keep pressure on Phil. On Phil's like calf muscle or wherever it went through. Or was it your foot?
It was my feet. He got both my feet.
Oh god.
There goes my future modeling career.
You could be a hand model.
I could. My feet were the real sellers.
That's
but,
true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys feel like doing?
Well, let's.
Well, I guess we got to
take a-
report back. This poor
That's
slob is.
But I was thinking we're going to have to break the bad news.
We certainly could. We probably should.
I hear
you
a butt
know-
coming on.
Oh, Jeff, that's rude. Tampering with
accurate.
a corpse is bad enough. Driving through town with a corpse in the back of the truck. Maybe we should just keep the ID and just, go toss the body at the pig farm or something.
No, it's okay.
We should ask what she would like done.
It's family.
Okay.
Like it's not
Okay.
our family, but it's her family. And I'm an asshole, but I'm not that big of an asshole. Like she
Okay.
I
That's
might
fair. I'm
actually-
just
I might actually
Yeah.
say that, if we're looking to get paid on this, I mean, we put life and limb, literally multiple limbs on the line to retrieve the body of her dead family member. So, I mean, we may actually ask for additional funds for our pain and suffering for following through with this job.
Yeah, man.
Donna has no charm, by the way. So,
Like,
okay.
Like family isn't just about blood and all that stuff. Like, it's about who you're with. And he's here, and when you're here, you're family.
Is that Olive Garden?
Huh?
No, never mind.
As Caleb talks, a hook breaks through the windshield, wraps around his head, and yanks him out, and he disappears, never to be seen again.
That's fair. Yeah, let's go turn in this corpse then. Head
I
to
mean, I'm just saying we make a phone call and we just say, like, is there somewhere that you would like us to deliver this to?
Okay.
I don't think I
Or-
should be the one to
or-
talk to her, though.
I don't like this idea, but I have an idea.
Wait, you don't like
If-
my idea, or you're about to say a different
your
idea
idea
that you don't
is so
like?
much more reasonable than my idea.
What's your idea?
If you guys would be willing to like hold the body up over a reflective body of water, I could try to observe another place or time as a magical effect, and I could try to see what his final moments of life were.
Does it have to be a reflective body of water, or can it just be a mirror?
It does, yeah. Unfortunately, like that's kind of been said earlier from my rote stuff. It's like one of the trappings I need.
Can I just fill a glass with water? And
what about a bathtub?
A bathtub or something. That's why I tend
Yeah.
to do my stuff at toilets. Like it needs
Yeah.
to be.
If you need me to, I could
Okay.
hold him above it.
No, that's all right. It sounds like maybe we should check into a motel, use the
Yeah.
phone there, call her.
Yeah.
She can
Yeah.
come to the hotel if she wants to take control of the body.
Yeah, that's an idea. Let's do that.
Yeah, you guys do have you already have a room at the Barrow Lodge. You're good to go. If you're looking
Alright.
for a body of water, you are familiar with where there's like a swampy lake that kind of extends off. That's not too far away. That's where Corbin and Caleb and Anton went by the, what was it called? The McKinney farm, but the thing extends. It's Arkansas.
Yeah.
There's some
I
swamps. So
don't
there's
know
other places
exactly why,
to
but
go.
yeah, I do have to have water. It's just a thing.
Okay. Well, let's swing by the swamp on the way back to the hotel. When we get to the hotel, I'm down to make the phone call.
all right, yeah, swamp might be better than bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it though?
Don't mind our
Yeah,
friend.
I've
it's
been
more
sitting here
eyes
trying
that
to
can
find a
see
way
us
to,
with the
like-
body.
do a body of water against gravity, and I just really wasn't coming up with a way to do that.
I was going to let somebody else do the lifting. I wasn't really that worried about that.
I know someone who's pretty strong could probably do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he wants to kill us.
A little bit.
At this point, the body won't notice a few bites missing.
But
True.
Swamp.
To the swamp.
Okay. It's not hard to find it. So it's just you kind of pull off on the side of the road. You kind of go down a ways. It's dark. Mosquitoes or insects are all over the place. You can hear occasional sounds of kind of frogs and such kind of ribbiting left and right. No one seems to be around. You do feel like you are kind of in the middle of nowhere currently, as the actual factory is like probably a couple miles away at this point. You know that the farm is kind of on the other side of this swampy, lakey area, which is miles away, and town itself, Bentonville proper, you probably are still like 3-4 miles outside of a kind of proper city area. So you feel close enough to being alone. So Corbin, what does it look like? You describe it.
Well, the doing divination is like the rote I took whenever I made the hex. So it is, I've got to basically take some time to put down some wax on something nearby. So if we're doing it at a swamp, it becomes like a weird thing where I need to find some driftwood, drip some wax on it, and then cut some symbols into the wax. And then it's kind of awkward because like you have to have the driftwood with the wax and the symbols cut in, and then somebody's got to hold the body over the water, like within the area that wax is. It's awkward.
Who does the holding of the body?
Donna will do it.
Okay. So Donna, you hold on. He's not a very big man, Cyril. He's fairly slight of build, not very tall. And because most of his chest and torso is missing from being cleaved out.
It helps with the weight.
He's a little lighter. So make your roll, Corbin, and we'll see what happens.
Excellent. Hoping to.
This is very awkward though, because she's limping with her foot, and so like whenever every other step she takes with the body to get it in place, she's like struggling a bit. 12.
Okay. This is fantastic. The ritual takes a little time, but you're able to get it done. You get an extra benefit. So what's the basic effect that you wanted?
And so basically, we were initially hoping to see like I was going to try and aim for at least like what were this guy's final moments? Like, let me see kind of like how things ended for him. Maybe it can be a little more clarity. Like normally it would be kind of murky. It's in swamp water, but maybe somehow magically it's actually like we somehow actually view that place in time and get a good take on.
We'll say
it's almost like we watch a cutscene.
Yeah, we'll say like the moon kind of opens up a little bit, creates this nice light, this reflective vision, and you see kind of playing out for you on the surface of the lake, reflected from the light. You see the interior of the actual factory that you all were just in. You see what looks like Cyril. You can see that he is intact. He's living, and he is hastily trying to like scrub out certain what looks like drawings, graffiti of some kind on a wall, and trying to replace it with others. And you can see he's kind of like panicking about it, and like he's kind of looking at this book like in his hands, and then he's just like it's like he's stressing, and he kind of erases one bit, and he's like, no, that's not right, that's right. And then the doors kick open right next to him, to the point where you guys can see a splash in the water just from the timing of it all. And there, standing in the middle of this like double set of doors, is that huge ogre that you guys just fought, and it just slings out with that same chain and hook that you now have, wraps around his body, and you just hear like this sort of far away, no, I banished you, no, you're not supposed to be here anymore, as he just essentially gets squeezed. Yeah, Anton.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. Are these? Can we all see these? Are these? Is this a physical image?
I'll say because it's he got a 12 plus, he gets an extra effect. We'll say all of you can see this happening for sure.
taking Polaroids of the ruins he's carved
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Okay. And then after a little while, you can see the clouds kind of cover the moon once more. You can see the water gets very dark, and there's a little bit of that kind of green grime over top of it. You see a little bug or so kind of fly around, and you realize the vision is faded.
So,
Well, that's
something
magic.
Banished with little symbols that he's trying to mess with. He already had a book, which means he had gotten that book ahead of time, which means he probably had a place that he grabbed the book from. We can maybe backtrack where he's grabbed the book from, get a little bit of something from that. Maybe the sister knows like what weird habits he's into, what places he visited.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. We maybe rather than just calling the sister, why don't we go visit?
Go visit her.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna tell her you're way better with people than I am, Phil, but we're gonna tell her that our brother is dead and it's all his fault because he's the one with the woo-woo book.
I'll put it gentler than that. But essentially, yes. Sadly, her brother was also killed. He is currently, we'll say he is innocent.
He was trying to abolish the evil, like whether or not she believes in that. That's what he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if she brought the evil,
well, then we've got a whole new problem.
I just thought popped in my head.
So
Someone else.
Anton knows how to school people. So like you bring it up, Phil, you're all friendly and la-di-da.
Yeah.
Your brother died a hero, doing at least what he thought was a heroic thing. But then maybe Anton keeps the side on her for if she's being all shifty about it.
Yeah. Well, and then that's a great idea. I definitely think we need to do that. And then also we can just ask, like, hey, where's your brother's place? Where does he hang out and do dark and spooky things? See if we can search, see if we can find any more information on that. Cool.
I probably shouldn't talk.
Let me do the talking. I'm good at it. Not so
Works
good at
for me.
walking. Not anymore.
Yeah, I could burn that closed for you if you want.
No.
You're really leaking like a lot. It's just a little conversation. It's no big deal.
No.
Just some fire snakes deep into your flesh.
Okay.
Did you hear yourself sometimes?
I gotta say, it hurt a whole lot when you did it, but I feel better now. Like
Right?
6 hours later.
It's like Eddie Mercury once said, pain is so close to pleasure.
Fine. I'll take my shoes off and hold my feet up in the air. Do your fire snakes.
Kind of flops over a little bit. Blood flies. They've been mangled. You can actually see through them where the hook kind of went through. Yeah. It's horrific, everybody. Tense pain for everyone. I think the only one who actually, I think Corbin and Anton got out of that relatively unscathed.
I
It was
took
close
two,
for Anton a
which,
few times.
considering everything, and I'll just like,
Relatively,
as I'm talking to you, I'll be glad to burn myself. Like, see, it's not that bad. I burn myself all the time. What's the big deal?
We're healing.
We're healing.
Man, if this ever goes wrong inside the car, I'm just going to set the car on fire and it just explodes.
Actually, that
end.
burn everything ability I have does have a, like, if you roll too low, you just set things on fire.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
But I'm fine because I have the bad luck charm. So only other people.
Sure. It's not like there's anyone important like your family in the car with you.
I'm a good teammate.
I can't hold these feet up here forever, man.
Who is driving anyway? Is that there's got to be two
I guess
drivers.
I'll be driving.
Well, I would say
Anton's
we're
one.
probably still like
still
at
by
the swamp. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
That
it would be
works.
really hard for me to drive and hold my feet up in the air. That way or Corbin can wiggle his snakes at my toes.
There you
Okay.
go.
Great.
Just, stick your feet up in the air and then wiggle them like you just don't care.
I can feel the breeze through the holes
Just
in my
comes through.
feet.
Yeah.
but can you feel it burning in the air tonight? Oh Lord.
Oh god. A second hook crashes through the window,
Oh, God.
rips into Corbin, yanks him into the darkness, and now both Redding brothers are gone for good. Okay, so we are headed to the Clemonte estate, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll say we get there. It's late at night, probably 10 o'clock or so. You roll up to a very considerably sized home. It certainly it's not like gated, doesn't have security, anything like that, but it's a very large home up on a hill. You can see it's well lit, trees everywhere, large, luscious gardens left and right. And you pull up, you can see that there's a couple other cars you would imagine are hers, etc. A few lights on, multiple stories. There's 2 stories. There's a great deal of acreage to this land. Like, they're definitely like rich folk that have been rich within this area of Arkansas for a not inconsiderable amount of time. When you go to announce yourself at the door, and you're like knock at the door, ring on the bell, whatever it might be, just paint a picture for me. Who is there when the door opens? What do you look like? And do you have the body of Cyril with you?
Donna is back in the truck with the body.
Okay.
Donna cannot hear her brother if her brother is talking.
I am talking and muted again.
Yeah.
Anton and I are definitely going up to talk because Anton's watching. I'm chatting.
Okay.
I'll
probably
go as well because it seems like he had some knowledge of arcane mumbo jumbo, and I can maybe speak to some of that if she brings anything up.
Okay.
Caleb is shuffling behind them.
All right. So Caleb says, so it's just Donna who hangs back with the body.
This
So
we'll
only
be right back.
fine.
Only Donna. So you
Anyway.
leave Donna's by herself in this slasher film with the dead body. Got it. Okay. With the giant canoe in the torso that looks strangely like a mouth. All right. So you ring the bell or knock on the whatever the hell. Door opens up and you can see it is Sophia Clemonte, actually. She is answering the door herself. You can see she is in an evening robe. She has a what looks like a nightcap in her hand. Again, she is in like her late 30s, kind of early 40s kind of look to her. Very professional looking. You can see even now she hasn't like undone her hair. She's just kind of changed and she's got this very long, elegant night robe on. And she looks you all up and down. Looks like the lot of you have had a day, haven't you?
Well, that is a very nice way of putting that. We have had one heck of a day.
I'd imagine y'all have answers for me.
Well, we've got some bad news, and we've got some good news, and then we've got some worse news.
You guys just hear echoing through the hall, "Yeah!" And something like rattles and falls to the ground. And then she just calls over her shoulder in sort of like the direction, "Zachary, they're here." And you can see like paddling up next to her is the same man that you saw in the dining room with kind of the slicked back hair. He has like a gi on right now, and you can see he's got a belt and everything. He looks like he's been practicing. He's sweating a bit. And he's like, "Well, y'all might want to invite these fine folk inside. They seem to have gone through a bit of a ringer. Now come on inside. We'll get you something to drink. Come on." And he kind of leans off and invites all of you in.
Okay, I will go in,
Okay.
walking very gingerly.
Hey,
Why don't y'all
Follow
head
it.
down the hallway there, make yourselves at home. In the study there is a wet bar, and we'll be in with you in just a moment.
cool.
We'll go in and start making myself a drink, and I will make a drink for Anton.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess
What is
Corbin,
it?
Caleb. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just grabbing
yeah.
a bottle and lighting a cigarette.
Okay. Beautiful home on the inside. You can definitely tell it's well maintained. You kind of move down these kind of polished floors. You see like old aristocratic art hanging from the walls here and there. These faint lights. You hear the sounds of shuffling on the floor above. Like there probably are still people here. And you hear like who's all that down there? Why is all that ruckus? It's okay, Daddy. Just go ahead and go to sleep. We'll take care of it now. It's like, you're waking your mother. Like, it's okay, Daddy. And after a few moments, both Sophia and Zachary will rejoin you. You can see that Sophia is like carrying a tray that has all these different like first aid equipment and some items and stuff. She kind of sets it down in front of you all. I don't know much of how to do it myself, but I'm sure you all can handle it. And she kind of places it there and...
Sure.
Try not to bleed on the furniture, darling.
Yeah, we already cauterized most of the wounds.
That's all. And the guy's like, I thought I smelled the familiar odor of burnt flesh.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing you. You're, was it a kata? Yeah, you look this sort of guy that knows his forms. You know your stuff.
Yeah, it might be so. But it is the wise warrior who avoids battle. Kind of kneels down.
Yeah.
We're dumb as shit.
And as he's kneeling down, he grabs like his gin and tonic and he takes a sip from it, puts it back, and then comes back up, fist still in palm.
Why is it too?
Time heard that the man can't stand, he can't fight.
Well,
Is that a thing?
Never venture, never win. And he picks his gin and tonic up and just takes a huge gulp from it.
A coward dies 2 deaths.
Never pee into the wind.
Don't tug on Superman's cape.
Anyone who does will end up smelling.
Anyway, that's enough with the fun stuff. Let's get to business.
Y'all want to tell us what has befallen y'all tonight and what that has to do with our dear brother?
Okay, well, like I said, I got some good news, I've got some bad news, and I got some worse news. Which one do you want to start with?
I imagine you start by telling us what's befallen our brother.
Oh,
And
so the bad news. Sadly,
they both kind of look at each other briefly, and then they kind of look back at you. If that's what it is, what has he gotten himself into?
sadly, your brother has passed. He has been killed by the same thing that killed Red.
I beg your pardon. Do you mean by thing? Like, are we talking heart disease, cancer, gingivitis?
Gingivitis can lead to heart disease, but that's not the point here. No, a very large man wearing a pig mask. And I mean very large as in extremely large.
Mm-hmm.
He is at the meat factory. Go ahead.
When he's describing this, I'm taking very careful look at the expressions on their faces.
Okay. Sure. I mean, you can roll it, and we'll just kind of let it, we'll let kind of like read a bad situation if you want. Like, let that ride for a bit. Like, so far, there's probably nothing that's really kind of, they're weird. They're definitely a little odd. You're not sure how much they really care about their brother. But so Sophia's, well, I was a bit concerned about that, especially after I heard what happened at the McKinney farm, what they discovered.
Yeah.
Ronnie Drew. 2 of them are thick as thieves, so when one turns up, we got that call this afternoon.
We weren't able to apprehend the man responsible for killing your brother. He's the one who hurt us.
One man.
We did manage. One
did
man.
all of this.
Yes, and I'll go ahead and take my shoes off and show him the holes in my feet.
So Zachary will lean forward. He'll take a big gulp of a new gin and tonic. He'll kind of wipe his brow a bit and kind of let the sweat kind of come back over his slick back hair. The worst calamities that befall an army arise from hesitation.
You just got a book of those somewhere? Like, how much time do you spend
with the
memorizing
philosophy of Sun Tzu?
Like Art of War?
I mean, clearly you're very
You are a
esoteric.
reader.
Oh no, that's way too big for me.
Your brother was probably a reader too. Did he ever read any weird books that had like strange little symbols on them or anything? Or
Oh, well.
Actually, take out a Polaroid that's a little innocuous, but shows the symbols, not a lot else, and just books with stuff like this in it.
Is it the picture you took from the water? It probably,
yeah.
The picture he took has like her brother getting wrapped up in a chain of a giant guy. It's a little.
I'll cover that up.
Holding it just
hand over that.
Thumb over that. What's this part underneath your thumb? Can you? Oh, it's just a smudge.
Don't worry about that part.
So she says, well, he always was a very curious sort, and that sort of thing takes after our mother that way.
Okay. So your mother may know stuff about this?
Well, they kind of both look at each other, kind of roll their eyes and chuckle. She has some interesting theories about the success of our family, believes it is not born from wise business decisions and investments, but in fact from her dealings with black magic, some voodoo, some or the other.
Okay. Well, it seems like your brother subscribed to that as theory as well.
He
was how he something.
Was he now? Well, that's interesting.
At least that's what he thought.
Well, my brother, he was a very soft-spoken young man, and he had not yet come into his own just yet. He spent much of his life reading fictions and fantasy mostly. He did, I believe, stumble across a bit of my mother's library, one that she has curated over, very long and extensive life. They both kind of share a look again. Anton, you're getting the feeling like they're kind of like holding back a little bit, but like they're not like, you don't get that like they're outright lying as much as they're just sort of like, they're just kind of equivocating and maybe kind of covering the family ass a little bit kind of deal.
Could we talk to your mother?
She leans back. Well, she is, it is very late, Mr. Theodore, was it?
That's it. You got it.
Yeah.
2 points for you.
See. Oh, we're keeping score now, are we?
Why not?
I see. She is of advanced age, as is my father, both of which, well, they could use their rest. It is only a matter of time before they depart this mortal coil, as you see.
Like, are we talking like hours, days, months?
And the guy, like the man, he's like, well, Pop, he's a bit, he could be imminent. It could be weeks, perhaps. The last update we received from the doctor is that the cancer had spread once more, and it probably won't be much longer now. He is a delight as always.
Well, I wasn't asking to talk to your father. Sorry to hear about his condition.
I see. Well, that is fine. He would probably not entertain your audience, I don't think. He won't even speak to family, really, unless it is to yell and to explain to us how we have failed him and how the legacy he is leaving behind is usually some collection of manure epithets of some kind. And he reaches down and picks up another gin and tonic. They just keep manifesting, and he just keeps drinking.
You know, I think it's fair not to wake the elderly from their rest at this time of night. If we were to try and seek an audience, trying to talk to them during the day is not unreasonable. But, for knowledge, God, I wish I could say, it wouldn't hurt us to maybe read up a bit. Would it maybe be reasonable to see this finely curated library to try and get into the headspace of what your brother was trying to do? Because maybe if we have a better idea of like where he was trying to approach things from, maybe we could get a better bearing on who he was encountering.
Good idea, Corbin.
I see.
I would not want to wake your mother from her slumber.
I understand, and I appreciate the courtesy as you have extended to our mother. She does have a study. It is not one that we usually offer public view of, but considering we have hired you to, first it was to exonerate our brother. Now I think it should extend to perhaps exacting a certain sort of vengeance on whatever this, what was the word you used again? Thing that killed him?
Yeah.
Zachary, would you be a dear and show them to Mother's study?
Before we do, perhaps we should get over the bit of good news that we have to relate to the family, Phil.
Oh, yeah. Your brother didn't do it.
And the other good news.
Of course.
I guess there's another point of good news.
Oh, I'll let you, because I've forgotten.
Through great personal harm and we've got your brother's body.
Oh, yeah. We did manage to recover his body.
And I point at Phil's feet. It wasn't easy.
No.
I'm sorry. What do your feet have to do with the recovery of Cyril?
Cyril was about to be turned into many pounds of ground paste. His killer didn't take kindly to us removing his body. And well, he's a quite powerful man behind that pig mask. It wasn't easy.
He was going to put him in the meat grinder.
You can see they both kind of like lean back. Like the first time you've probably seen them with a little bit of like emotional surprise. Like they've been keeping this countenance. Zachary is one of kind of like this weird aloofness, and she is very like professional, but both of them kind of start to fracture at that point. And you see a little bit of like the siblings actually come through, and they do seem a little horrified.
Why don't we all, because my sister's out there looking over the body, just making sure. Why don't we all go out and we can show you the body and we can talk about how you all want to handle that situation.
That sounds like an excellent idea. I'll accompany you and I'll inspect the body. Zachary, can you escort whichever one of these wants to peruse Mother's study?
Actually, why doesn't Anton take you to see the body?
I'll take you to the car.
Yeah, I'm going to point me to your restroom. It's been a little bit. I need to relieve myself, if you don't mind, and then I'll meet you I'll meet you outside with the body.
Well, the servants, the outhouse is outside and around the eastern corner of the home.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't bring my banjo today.
You're right. I suppose because you're doing us such a great service, near the kitchen, you can find a restroom.
I'll meet you.
Just down
I'll meet you
hallway.
outside as soon as it's done. Well, as soon as I'm done.
Please do not wander. and respect our privacy.
I will. Absolutely.
Thank you. You can see she gets up. Anton, you said you're taking her out to the body?
I am.
Right? Okay. Phil's going to the bathroom on his own. Zachary kind of gets up, kind of looks at, I would say, Corbin and Caleb at this point. Would you gentlemen like to accompany me?
Would very much like to do so.
Yeah.
Whatever we may or may not know about this situation, I think we can all accept that your brother, at least in his heart, though not a large man of stature, was willing to take on what he felt to be a challenge far greater than himself. And so at least he held a great deal of courage in his final moments.
It's very kind of you to
there,
say.
Corbin.
I see. If you'll accompany me, and he kind of like holds an arm off, trying to venture you deeper into the estate, kind of down a hallway, and kind of starts traveling that way. All right, so Phil, you're off by the the kitchen.
As soon as they're out of eye shot, I'm going to go find the mother.
Okay. So we've got. There's a reset. Anton, Donna, in now. Sophia outside by the truck. We've got Phil trying to sneak away upstairs, you think, and we've got Corbin and Caleb going with Zachary to peruse the study. Okay, so if that's the case, Phil, you're trying to be very sneaky, right?
So sneaky with my feet.
With your feet. So why don't you give us an
Good
act
thing
under
you're not
pressure.
dripping blood anymore.
Do it. Yeah, you might be sneaky.
You're welcome.
Okay, and then
That's a
All right.
4.
What kind of roll is that? My
It was a
gosh.
1 and a 2. It hurt
That's
so
at least
bad.
the second time you've rolled a 1 and a 2 tonight.
Yeah, we have not had kind dice tonight, and that's okay.
Okay. You guys did get a couple of 12 pluses. You guys got a couple of 12 pluses.
That is true.
We did.
I've had a
Come on,
great
Anton.
That is
Okay.
true.
It's been a good spread. It's been a good spread of dice tonight. All right.
I'm just imagining Phil like going up the stairs and like slips on the blood and just like
Blood
tumbles.
everywhere. It's just they're carpeted. There's like a nice little rudder, this gorgeous, elegant carpeter, and there's just red footprints the whole way up. Okay. So we'll start. Okay, so this is gonna all happen at once, but we're gonna do these in pieces. So we'll start outside with Donna and Anton and the body of Cyril and Sophia as you reveal the body, and she, oh my goodness, that is absolutely awful. You said he was dead. I didn't realize he was in this horrific state. Oh, and she kind of leans back against the car. Oh my God. Oh, what did this? What did this to? Be honest with me. You're holding back. What is it that did? This is not a man cannot do this to another man. An animal, a beast cannot do this to my brother. What has happened here? Oh God.
Donna
I'm
looks at
gonna be sick.
Anton and just says, "You didn't tell her?"
Oh, we told her about the giant man in the pig mask.
You said it was a man. This is not the work of a man. This is the work of no man would. Oh
Well,
goodness.
Come to think of it, do you, by any chance, does your family, by any chance, have any contacts with the police?
Of course we do. Yes, indeed.
Because we have a couple of weapons that this man hurled at us when we were leaving. He might have left prints on it.
We can make arrangements to deliver those weapons to the sheriff's department in the morning. We have quite a few folks on retainer, indeed. Did you? You said he wore a pig mask. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I think Phil made a good attempt to kind of pull it off. I'm not sure if he got a look at underneath the mask or not.
But you can see it by the damage to the body, just the danger that we were in trying to recover your brother's body for you. This was what did this is what we
you
were facing.
In terrible danger, and you shall be compensated. Pig mask, you say? Now, I heard an interesting story that the local police have lost a pig mask, the very pig mask that Sandy Oxford wore 20 years ago when he went on his rampage in my family's factory. You don't think this is some sort of copycat? Is that the proper term? You all investigate these things, don't you?
You have any pictures of this man? Old
Sandy
photographs?
Oxford?
Yeah.
I'm sure I do not, but they are available, I would imagine, within the wonderful public library that we offer.
Newspaper archives, maybe.
Of course, of course. And I would say, Donna, you might have come across it. I know you were in the library. You might have seen a picture of him or something like that once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I rolled about as badly as Phil's been
Okay.
rolling tonight when I was trying to do my library stuff or my newspaper stuff last time.
Okay.
Ma'am, what would you like me to do? And Donna's
Well.
just sort of pointing to the.
We do have a private cemetery for the family, and we have a walk-in freezer. Could you please just carry the body inside? We will, and you.
Certainly.
You can help me move a few things around within our freezer, and then we'll have to call Dr. Merton. He'll come down and perform whatever procedures he needs to prepare the body for burial. Yeah, yes. Oh, and cover him up, please. I don't want Mama or Pop to see him.
I think he was covered because I was trying to keep Caleb from seeing it.
The
Yeah, I think
cloth just
Donna had
continues
kinda
to
pulled it back.
sink into the concave chest of the guy. Okay. So you two pick up the body, and with her leading, you start to lead the body back inside. We'll cut over then to Corbin and Caleb. You've been walking with Zachary, who, again, is wearing this geese. He's not in a nightgown. He's just walking around barefoot here and there, carrying his gin and tonic. And he leads you into a room, and you can see all around there's these essentially amazingly painted, like the craftsmanship of them, these oil paintings that are in these very ornate, like kind of golden frames hanging on the walls here and there. The entire room is sort of devoid of any real furniture other than a bench along the wall. You can see there's kind of lacquered flooring, and then in the middle there is like a carpeted place. It very much looks like an exercise room of some kind, like his own private dojo. The paintings that are hanging on the wall are, you can tell, are of him. They in various poses of karate. And you can see he's always very heroic, and he's always kind of standing in a way that demonstrates he has been victorious recently in whatever bout he was in. And he just says, "It is a shame my brother did not train with me. I have offered many times over the years. Perhaps if I had been more insistent, he would be with us today. For I am a accomplished martial artist, as you can see. And I've been told by many that my martial artistry is eclipsed only by my educational skills. Had he just allowed me to be his tutor, he might still be with us today." Oh, Cyril, you silly little boy. And he just starts to weep there, just kind of standing in the middle. Could one of you fill this, please? And he kind of holds out this gin and tonic glass.
So as Corbin's filling, I'm like, you a tournament winner or something?
Oh, I have far exceeded the ability to enter a tournament. My skills are such that it would not be fair to the other competitors within the tournament if I were to enter.
Really?
Yes, you've heard of black belts, I assume?
Yeah.
I have 7.
7 belts?
I do, indeed.
Looks like you have 1, as I point to his waist.
I do not wear all 7 at once,
Why
but I
not?
understand the confusion.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Isn't a true master's belts white because they know that
He's an idiot. We all know. I love this guy though. What were you gonna say, Corbin?
It's, it's like the great bards, the Boss Town said, you never had to knock on wood. Because we're in the 90s, right?
No, we're in the 80s.
Like late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, sorry. I've got my timing off. That's my bad.
I am unfamiliar.
He's watched a little too much Barry Gordon's Last Dragon. That's what it was.
Yes. Well,
this is a terrible time. It's a terrible time for our family, but in the midst of chaos, there's opportunity.
There is an opportunity because you know what? If we can try and dig into what your brother was looking at, you know what I think would be just the most supreme justice? To get a champion of your caliber face to face with your brother's murderer, because we couldn't handle it. But if somebody like you was there, clearly that razorback behemoth would quiver in fear at the mere presence of you. And I would love nothing better than to work together to do the research that will help us create that scenario.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of my dearly departed brother, and I only caught the tail end of what you said, but I will say this. The wise warrior avoids the battle.
Well, then perhaps your wisdom can help lead us into that. Do you know which part of the study your brother tended to frequent most?
Oh, yes, that's right. You wanted to see my mother's study. Yes, it's this way. And he kind of continues down the hallway, opens up the door.
Pour him another.
Yeah, and there's like a big pitcher. You're just carrying it around.
Yes.
Just pouring it
just
this way.
Giving him as much drink as he wants.
You push open the door and you just see a very beautiful office room with like a chase lounge and a small coffee table and a handful of these beautiful plush leather seats and books for days. You just see books and books and books, but they're not like these. They're all kind of leather bound, old. You can see the from floor to ceiling. There's just rows of books here and there. There's a handful of these small little like display daises here and there where you can see like there's some kind of small little object on display, like a dagger here, a feather there, that kind of thing. You can see like on the ground there are all manner of like the carpet is beautiful and plush, but like it has these kind of different circuitous kind of network of symbols that kind of come through it. And he looks to you and says, "Please be sure to treat any of the books that you find in here with great care, for they are my mother's prized possessions. Not her children, mind you, but her books."
Oh, man.
And he just flops down on one of the chase lounge.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Make sure to refill his cup one more time.
That is well said. It is in fact a bummer. I agree. Yeah. Now, whatever research here may assist you, whatever collection my mother and her coven managed to collect back in her younger days, I am sure they are of use to you.
Coven?
Oh, yes.
That's an interesting
my mother.
term.
Yes. My mother and her friends. She's still friends with some of them elderly folk now. A few have passed. They've gone back a considerable time. She told us stories a bit here and there about wandering into the woods at night and howling at the moon, or this spell or that spell. She constantly argues with my father about which one of them has more positively impacted the actual business of the Clemontes, him with his mathematics and accounting and ability to anticipate market trends, or her and whatever blessings and divinations he managed to call down from spirits or some such. I am not one, you see, for the metaphysical and parapsychological arts. That was something, well, that was more Cyril and Sophia in a hobby. But no, I am much more the martial of the family.
I mean, since the hex is basically largely based off coven style magic, I'll pull out the Atame dagger. Does this look in line with what your mother studied?
Well, yes, indeed. Those symbols there, dagger, yeah. It's interesting. We had to wash off the wall just this evening. A series of those images just beneath the window, on the wall, the exterior, the eastern side of the home. They've been popping up left and right. It's bad enough that we are missing Cyril now, but some folks, I guess, just want to rub the salt in the room. Yeah.
Dude, hey, Corbin.
Yeah.
Like, they've got, like, long history of, like, family, like, cultism and stuff. The last name's Clemonte. What if, like, Clemonte, you know what that rhymes with, right? It rhymes with Belmont. What if they're, like, vampire hunters, like Castlevania?
I can assure you that while my martial skills are certainly up to the task of hunting a vampire, I do not believe they exist, Mr. Redding. This is all fictitious imagination of my mother who needed something to entertain her and my younger brother.
Your mother thought it was real?
Oh, of course she did. Yes, she thought herself a practitioner.
They're the Belmonts. Just renamed. Dude, I swear, I know I'm on this. God, trust me, Corbin.
So the symbols that were on that side of the building, were they? Did you have somebody go and clean them off? I wonder, or did they just appear and then leave?
Oh yes, of course. Sophia tasked one of the servants with cleaning it. Of course they did. We would not let my mother or father see the graffiti shown on the home. They're liable to die of a heart attack, and we want to keep our parents around for as long as we possibly can.
Does the staff reside on site, or at this time of night have they gone home to their own?
Yeah, that is correct. They are. Okay. We no longer house them on site.
That understandable. Obviously, we're going to try and do some research here at the moment. But if there's any chance that it's possible, maybe we could talk to some of them tomorrow.
I am sure we can arrange that in the morning. Yes.
You are a mighty warrior, but more importantly, you are a compassionate and understanding warrior poet. I'll pour another drink.
He looks up.
Fill his cup again.
He looks up and he kind of like runs his hand over his slick back hair. I am, aren't I?
You really are. You are. So you I don't want to bore you. I'll start looking through. I see a couple books here that catch my eye.
Go right ahead. And so we'll say you and Caleb start looking through the books as he sits and continues to drink his gin and tonics. We will cut then over to, so Anton and Donna and Sophia are dragging the body inside. Phil, you are climbing the staircase.
Yes.
You get up to the second floor. You look behind you, you realize there's a little bit of a blood trail. You look around and you see that it's very quiet, very dark up here. And you're like sneaking and like you're about to open like a door and peek inside to see if it's a room, and you hear, "What are you doing?"
Oh, thinking about my need to change my underpants now.
You and me both. As you turn around and you see a man who has got to be octogenarian age, like he's fairly old. You can see that he's like wheeling around like an oxygen tank with him. He's got one of those things under his nose. Who the hell are you, and why shouldn't I kill you? right here and right now. And you can see as you look down, he's got this tiny little penknife in his hand. I will run you through.
Settle it down, killer. I was hired by your kids to investigate a murder that happened at the meat factory and to track down.
That was 20 years ago. Why are you dragging it up now?
No, there was a new one.
Huh?
Someone else recently died in your meat factory. Anyway.
What?
Try to be quiet here, man.
I don't want you to wake up my wife.
I actually need to talk to your wife.
Why do you want to talk to my wife?
Because she may have
Are you having an affair with her?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
She's right down the hall. We haven't shared a bedroom in years.
I'll give him a nod and go down the hall.
Just keep it down, please.
Oh God.
Oh
God.
It couldn't have gone any other way.
It hurts. It hurts.
Oh God. Well, go.
Yeah. I'm going. I'm
Woman
going.
has needs.
I'll give him a thumbs up.
Okay. And he turns around and you hear like the oxygen tank wheeling. Okay.
Yeah. I go in to
Walk
her
in the
room.
hall.
Make sure my mustache is in proper shape.
You go inside.
I've
You
known
push the
Phil.
door
She
open.
was expecting a paramour tonight.
You can see there's there's like some candles lit here and there. It's a very beautiful mood. There's actually a lot of candles now that you look around. Boy, that's a lot of candles. There's like
a lot.
There's quite a few. There's a breeze that kind of starts to flicker a few of them here and there. But as
I was going to
you
start dancing, but it feels like a fire hazard.
as you enter in and you turn, you can see that the bed is splayed out there like a 4-poster. It's like a 4-post bed, and it is in shambles. It is sort of ripped apart. You can see each post is kind of snapped and broken down. You can see that the mattress itself is just kind of covered and coated in blood. And then you can see hanging from the wall as if it's just some kind of like hunting bust. You just see a body of the dear old Penelope Clemonte pinned with those rusty cleavers and hooks and slaughterhouse tools against the wall. And this breeze comes in and just knocks all the candles out. And we'll go ahead and we'll end there. We'll pick up on that next time around.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
That escalated in many
You're the
ways.
one who said yes when he asked you if you were having an affair. You could have said no.
It's so wonderful.
I could have.
God damn.
Yes.
I love Zachary. He's like one of my favorite freaking characters. Oh my God.
He's just
All
such
like
a dummy.
He's
Just
so.
like-
What are you talking about? He's a martial artist, and he's a warrior
Yeah.
poet.
Just the
You kidding?
tracksuit, just
Mhm.
imagery is just, yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Yep.
sure. He is pretty fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and we'll do some plugs. We'll get on out of here, and we'll go from there. So Chuck, tell us what's going
That's
on
me.
with DOK this week, man.
Wednesday, we're doing our Dungeon Crawl Classics campaign, Night Below. It was going to end last session, but Bert and Jeremy, they decided they wanted to keep going. So they're actually going to be heroes rather than retiring. And Friday, Joe's making a game called Anvia, where he's just like, we're going to do a serious campaign. So we're doing a petting zoo. Yeah, that's the week at large.
Yeah, all that seems to check out just fine. I think that's about right. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Bert, what's going on with Steam Still and Murder?
Oh, well, we've got our 20th anniversary edition Werewolf the Apocalypse going on tomorrow. We may have a basic expert early Dungeons and Dragons game going on Friday. Saturday is Cyberpunk Red.
Awesome. Very cool. Jeremy, you got a Patreon?
Sure, Aaron Reese on Patreon. You've got comics, maps, tokens, fun stuff. Check it out.
Fantastic. And Adam, what's up?
We've got a lot going on in the background. A lot. And if you want to know what that is soon, or as soon as we announce it, then sign up for our mailing list on our website, or sign up for a YouTube channel, because we'll probably make an announcement video there. Big stuff.
Fantastic. Links for all that kind of stuff, if you're watching this later, are in the notes and stuff on the YouTube video. As for us here, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, we're back to Marvel Multiverse role-playing game, playing our X-Men campaign. Thursday, we're doing some Werewolf the Apocalypse, starting up a new arc in that chronicle. Friday, we're very excited as we're actually kicking off the first real episode of Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory that our buddy Aaron is running. We've made our characters in session 0, so this is like the first proper actual run of it. And then Saturday, we just sort of decided today that we're going to run some Delta Green. Due to a quirk in the scheduling, we didn't really want to miss another Delta Green episode next week because it's like the holiday stuff. So we're going to run one this weekend on Saturday because everyone's there. And we're just going to do it that way. And you can see the horrible decisions that Steven's been making and the consequences that it has, not just for him, but apparently for planet Earth. And so, yeah, that's that. And then Monday next week, we'll be back to Fragged. And in 2 weeks, we'll be back with more Monster of the Week. That's it for us. We're going to go ahead and raid. Who are we raiding? Omega on TV. Looks like they're playing, speaking of Warhammer 40k. I'm not sure what 40k it is, but it's something. So I figure, why not? Let's just do that. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you for the raid. Laugh, love, Lindy. We really do appreciate it. And we'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.